Chris Brown.
Yes,
how you doing, sir?
Doing great, man. You know me. Every day in the best place in the world.
King of the Cage, chosen few. We're going to see you make that pro debut.
It's going down, man. I'm so excited to finally go pro. Get tired of Diego Sanchez saying I'm sandbagging. So finally get that out of the way and finally show what I've been capable of and show what I've been working for.
So now that you've had this time to think about the pro debut, what are your last thoughts on your amateur career?
I don't really have too much thoughts. I did what I needed to do. All in all, as an amateur, I was 8-0 before finishes. So I think I did great in my amateur career, and training in here with all these pros, the best in the world. Everybody's in the UFC that I trained with. So just the confidence that I've had from training with these guys definitely has me ready to put on a show.
Was there one moment, though, from those 8 fights that sticks out that will be the lasting memory for you from the amateur run?
I guess getting that belt would be the most memorable thing about my amateur fights, would be getting that belt, putting it around my waist. My first MMA belt, so it was a big deal. That now is hanging here in the gym, so I'm proud to be a part of the legacy and part of the walls here before my picture gets up there on the wall eventually.
And tell us a little more about that. What does that mean? You got a title here already.
Yeah, so a lot of the fighters, they'll donate their belts. Like we have Holly's UFC belt up there. We have her WBO and all her boxing titles up there. I dedicated my King of the Cage belt just like Diego did. Diego Sanchez donated his his welterweight belt. And so I came and dedicated my lightweight belt.
Still King of the Cage.
It's King of the Cage debut. They've been showing me love, so keep the train rolling and keep going. They gave me an opportunity, and somebody actually took the fight, so I'm very excited because you know how hard it is for me to get fights out here. Everybody's avoiding me, running around, but no excuses now. So
Andy Varela, the opponent. What do you know about him?
I know he's a jiu-jitsu guy. I think he's a purple belt. He likes Muay Thai. Heard he likes to try to throw big kicks or something like that. But I don't know. Not really worried about it.
You were starting to go on with what he likes so much. I wondered if you looked him up on Tinder.
I have not. I really, I think I saw one video that might have been 4 years ago when he was an amateur still. I talked to his last opponent, tried to get some video from him because King of the Cage said their videos are all backed up, so they haven't had any chance to download his fights. So I hit up his last opponent that he lost by second round TKO and asked him if he had that film, or he didn't, but he did give me a breakdown of how the fight went, what his game plan was, and how Andy was fighting. So got a good idea of what to expect from him.
How do you deal with the emotions walking into, again, it's a pro fight, it's a little bit different, it's another step in your career.
It's not a difference for me. It's not a difference. I handle myself like a pro as an amateur, so there's no different, no transition, seamless.
So why is this the wrong fight for Andy to have accepted?
It's me. They call me the future for a reason. The Houston Madman's gonna put on the show and show them why. If I think we were supposed to fight before that it didn't go through. I think he's one of those guys, so he's finally gonna get his chance.
It's like one of those guys. Was it surprising that for this fight, I've only heard one opponent? Nobody's actually pulled out this
This is
time.
actually my second opponent.
Oh.
So yes, he is the second. The first guy that they tried to get me to fight, I was supposed to fight as an amateur. He went pro to avoid me, like numerous other guys out here. As an amateur, they would go pro to avoid me. They offered him the fight first, and he has like 2 or 3 pro fights, and he told me I have too much experience to make my pro debut. So I don't know how that works out. He's already had 3 pro fights, but I have too much experience for him. So that's just one of the many excuses that I've heard. So I was surprised that Andy did take the fight, but I am extremely happy that he did. Because I'm used to going through about 3 opponents for each of these King of the Cage fights. So hopefully he sticks it through. It is until next week,
So we're wearing them down, though. We're got it to 2. Who knows, in a fight or 3, you might actually just have one opponent.
You never know. You never know. For King of the Cage, the second fight that I had, I actually kept the same opponent. He was the guy from Amarillo, Texas. He signed up for the fight and actually showed up for the fight. Every other fight, I've had at least 3 opponents.
Starting this pro run, the future, we know the hype. How do you not let any of this bother you?
Because this is what I've been wanting. This is why I moved here. After I got shot, like when I reevaluated my life about what I wanted to do and if I wanted to be a fighter, that's why I left Texas. I was like, if I'm going to be a fighter, I'm going to do this to the fullest. And I'm going to Jackson Wink and go to the best gym in the world and prove myself there. And I've been in Albuquerque about 2.5 years, and I've been at Jackson here about 1.5 years almost, here at Jackson Wink, and now they call me the future, so everything happens for a reason.
Getting shot, that'll be a way to reevaluate shit, right?
It was a big kick in the ass, and it opened my eyes and decided I needed to make a change in my life, because that was the second time I got shot at in 3 days. And my craziness finally caught up to me, but I just think it was just God putting me back to where I needed to be, because I was doing good and fell off, and now I'm back doing great again. So it's like I couldn't have wished for anything else. Like, I'm just so happy that the way everything has gone, worked out. Like, couldn't have dreamed of anything working out better than it has.
Next time crazy dudes are shooting something at you, it's going to be takedowns, though. You're giving us that promise.
Now I just worry about shots and punches and kicks.
Different kind of shots being fired.
Different shots. A lot more deal with manageable.
And what's been the biggest difference and change for you from living in Houston to now living in Albuquerque?
The culture is the biggest difference, and it's so much slower than Houston because there's not a lot going on here. But then that makes it a better environment to train, because I don't have a bunch of distractions to get myself in trouble, because I know I can get distracted easily. So it's a good thing that there's not a lot going on out here other than the best gym in the world. So I spend all my time training or running, especially since I upped my cardio. One night John Jones told me that he pulled me to the side and was like, I believe in you, I'm your biggest fan. He's like, but you'll never reach your fullest potential until you take your cardio serious. And so ever since then, when I'm in camp, I run about 6 miles a day. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'll be up at 1 in the morning running 6 miles. So people always hit me up on Snapchat and be like, man, you're crazy. It's 2 in the morning. Man, I love how hard you work. It's like, this is my grind. Like, I'm an insomniac, so I'm up at night anyway. So I was like, why not run?
The only hooded figure at 2 in the morning running in New Mexico that you don't need to be scared of, or that the cops aren't chasing.
Right, exactly. Always whenever, the other night I was running, and a cop had pulled up on me, so I was like, hopefully there's no problems. I'm just running, shirtless. I'm not stealing anything.
I'm exercising.
Right?
I swear
just
I'm exercising.
Running, guys.
And now for some random questions with Chris. What's your favorite movie?
My all-time favorite movie is probably Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, / Kill Bill. So usually, you'll catch me in my Jeep. I have a DVD player in my Jeep, so I used to sit in my Jeep and watch movies all the time. So right now, Kill Bill is in there. Me and John sat there at his house the other day and ended up getting caught up and watched half the movie.
Sitting in the driveway.
Just sitting in the driveway. He was like, oh, you got a DVD player? I turned it on, and we just got so into it that we ended up wasting almost an hour. Watching Kill Bill. It's a classic, so.
So would that be your favorite? I guess considered your favorite martial arts movie?
Yes, Kill Bill is my favorite martial arts movie, and Dewey Cox is my favorite comedy movie.
And then we always talk about with the weight with these fighters. Like, hate to bring it up around fight camp, but favorite food. What's that thing that fight night you're like, okay, we're done. I want this before we do anything.
After weigh-ins Friday night, I will be eating a big steak dinner. I love steak and potatoes. A steak, a good baked potato, fully loaded, with some greens on the side. I've gotten really into eating my veggies.
Any other random fact you could share with us that would surprise the fans about you?
Random fact. I played the flute.
There we go.
6th grade. That's random. Like in 6th grade, everybody had to join band. So my decision was to join flute class because that was the class that had the most girls.
If we handed you a flute now, could you play it at all? It ain't even got to be well, but could you do it?
Yeah, I could probably get down a little bit. I was actually good. If I would have put more effort into it, I could have been a lot better. Just like, I believe anything that I actually put my mind to, I can be great at. Just how I believed before I moved out here. I was one of the best fighters in the world. And then I came to the best gym in the world, beating up the best fighters in the world. So definitely re-solidified that in my brain. And now I get to go out and show the world.
Andy Varela, the pro debut, July 8th, Santa Ana Star Center, King of the Cage, chosen few. What would put a cherry on top of that pro debut?
Oh, I'm going to get the finish. You know me, Reese is going for a finish. I'm going to make sure that all this hard work is going to be for a reason. He's coming off a TKO loss in the 2nd round. I'm trying to give him a TKO in the 1st. In all my amateur fights, the 3 minutes saved everybody. I don't believe anyone would have made it out of the 1st round in a full 5 minutes because every fight I either had someone mounted, had them in rear naked chokes or something that they weren't getting out of. So now that I have a full 5 minutes to pick apart my opponent, I don't.
So 2 minutes isn't an increase in having to tax your cardio, it's an increase in opportunities for you.
Oh yes, it's an increase my beating that I be putting on people.
Your whooping time has gotten longer.
Exactly. There's no more getting saved by the bell so fast. Like, you actually got to make it through that extra 2 minutes of me pressuring you, hitting you, kicking you. We're gonna wrestle. We're gonna do everything. I'm a full MMA fighter. We can go to the ground. I'm in here tapping out black belts. I'm fighting the best fighters in the world, the best kickboxers, the best boxers. Like, whatever you want to do, I'm out here.
Chris Brown, as always, thank you for the time, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.